I says to your prime minister, I says, mate, we've got a deal. You send us your fancy jammy dodgers and custard creams, the works. No tariffs, no faff. In return, we will continue throwing your tea into the harbor, but at least I won't release those tapes. Beautiful, innit?
What's up, guys? It's Benny. The single most viral political ad in the last 10 years is right here on your screen right now. A kindly old gentlemanly British man wandering about his farm, engaging in farm duties, explaining that now is the time for British people to save their once great kingdom. His name is Rupert Lowe. He's a member of parliament, and he launches a new political party called Restore Britain. In this ad, and I'll play it for you in just a second, you'll see exactly why it's so viral. It's been seen by 20 million people at time of recording, 121,000 likes, 28,000 reposts, and 12,000 saves. This is properly viral. This man says what must be done is going to be incredibly painful, incredibly hard. It is going to require us to deport millions of people who do not assimilate to our culture, because immigration without assimilation is an invasion. We are not a Muslim nation. We are a Christian nation, and it's time to get rid of the freeloaders, the parasites, the people who come here illegally, and the people who are simply here to strip mine our culture. I've been waiting for a movement like this. You've been seeing it bubbling up in the UK and across Europe for quite a while, but now they're not being polite anymore. They're being quite direct with what must happen in the West. In order to stop the first world from sinking inexorably and quickly into the third world, you're going to need to make a drastic and painful change. People aren't going to like it, but it is what is required of great men to save their civilizations. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a great man. You've seen, of course, populist movements in the UK. This is a march this summer. Hundreds of thousands of Brits marching with the classic Union Jack flag through London. Look at this monster march. It's hard to actually take in the magnanimity of it at all. It's majestic, beautiful, saying with one single voice, we are sick of the third world invasion of our land, and we are sick of them not viewing this country as great. We are Great Britain after all. They were even holding up veneration images of Charlie Kirk, for instance, a populist and beautiful nationalist movement that's fighting this ideology of Piers Morgan. When Piers Morgan spoke with Tucker Carlson, talking about how he would trade white English people for a chicken tikka masala. He'd trade his homeland and its native people for spicy chicken. That's how you get this movement right here.
I have chosen to speak to you today from the farm because places like this represent what proper Britain is about. Hard work, responsibility, effort, duty, stewardship. This is the England I know, and this is the England that I love. On a farm, you don't think in election cycles or headlines or polling. You think in seasons. You think in generations, in what you leave behind to those who come after you. And that's why, here on the farm, I am now launching Restore Britain as a national political party. I'm now going to dedicate my life to finding, organising, funding, and providing hundreds of qualified candidates to present to the British people at the next general election. This process has already started, with invitations being issued to patriots in aligned political parties: Reform, the Conservatives, the SDP, Advance, and more. In local politics, we will work in partnership with localised political parties, such as Great Yarmouth First, that have the best interests of their residents at heart, combining our forces at the next general election. The men and women standing for Restore in that election will not be politicians. I promise you that. They will not be failed ministers. They will not be tainted by failures of the past. They will be from business, from the military, from science, from medicine, from education, from industry, representing real communities up and down the country. Every single one will be from well outside the existing political establishment, and every single one will understand the difficult decisions that need to be taken. Because there are no easy fixes. I'm not going to tell you comforting lies about the condition of our country. I have only ever been honest with the British people, and I will be straight with you now. What is necessary will be incredibly painful. But for the first time in a very long time, voters will have a genuine alternative which is truthful with them about the scale of what now has to be done. The first priority is to control who comes to our country, and more importantly, who stays in our country. Restore Britain will not just stop mass immigration, we will reverse it. Every single illegal migrant will be securely detained and then deported. The message will be unrelenting. If you are in this country without our permission, you will be removed. For the foreseeable future, far more people must leave Britain than arrive. If a foreign national is unable to speak English, lives in social housing, claims benefits, refuses to work, fails to integrate, commits crime, or even actively hates our way of life and wishes to do us harm, then they must leave or be made to leave. Restore Britain will make our communities safe again for women and children. That I promise you. If that means millions go, then millions go. We're constantly told that the economy needs vast swathes of low-skilled migrants. We know that's simply not true. What we need is to get millions of healthy Brits back into work. A radical overhaul of how welfare is delivered. Protecting those in genuine need, but not funding healthy shirkers to live off the back of hard-working men and women. If you can work, you must work. It really is that simple. Restore Britain will be abundantly clear. If you consistently refuse work, then you will lose your benefits. We will punish indolence, and more importantly, we will reward success. We will provide vast economic incentives for men and women to start businesses, generate opportunities, build wealth, and create self-sufficient families. Standing here today on the farm, I know exactly what it means to deal with energy bills, labour shortages, regulation, unproductive paperwork, planning restrictions, tax, and endless uncertainty. The state has definitively become the enemy of the people. Restore Britain will burn away suffocating taxes on work and enterprise. We will slash unnecessary regulation. We will dismantle bloated quangos and the overbearing HR culture. We must crush parasitic Britain. We will restore long-term, stable, logical policy so that businesses can plan and invest and grow again. But Restore Britain is about much more than numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about who we are as a nation and who we are as a people. Britain is not just an economy. Britain is not just an idea. Britain is not just a passport. Britain is a nation. Britain is a people, our people. And Restore Britain will never allow that to be erased. We will celebrate our Christian heritage and the identity that built and shaped this country. Responsibility, restraint, forgiveness, duty, and fairness. In short, a high-trust society. That will mean defending our culture. That will mean resisting the relentless creep of radical Islam. That will mean banning the burqa, outlawing Sharia law, blocking cousin marriages, and reimposing our Christian-based rule of law. A Restore Britain government would legislate to ensure that no halal or kosher slaughter on British soil. This is Britain, and we will do things our way. This political party now exists for one reason: to restore Britain. To make it a better, safer, and more prosperous place for British men and women to raise their families. It will be difficult, and it will be painful. But I assure you, it is possible. I hope you will consider joining me on this journey and becoming a member of our party. It is our country. It is now our collective responsibility to act. Together, we will restore Britain. Thank you.
What must be done to save Britain and to save the West is going to be incredibly painful. It's going to be something that is a requirement of strong men to save their lands. Otherwise, we're doomed. Otherwise, we've been doomed. Now, Rupert Lowe, with that announcement, is already in the running. He's polling number 3 for the next UK Prime Minister with that message. Your primary policy is mass deportations, then I fully support you. Support from the mainland Europe. We are here with you, Rupert. Every patriot should join Restore Britain. Patriot. Rupert Lowe is our man. You have our full support. God be with you. God be with Britain. America supports you. I support every single word of this. Your path to greatness. Let's make this man Prime Minister. Millions must go, says the official account. Let's go ahead and follow it. And now you can see the Restore Britain account has nearly 200,000 followers. Brand new account. This is a real movement. Cousin marriages must be banned. You know, find the lie. Why don't you start fighting these battles? Start fighting them out in the open. This is what must be done. You have to start explaining what Sharia law is. You have to start explaining what third worldism actually is. Americans got just a teeny taste of it in seeing what happened in Minneapolis, the destruction of that city, and what was going on with the Somali daycares. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to drive it home, to explain the differences in culture. Otherwise, we're doomed. So, well done, Rupert Lowe. This is how you save a first world nation. It's beautiful. Best that I've seen in a long time. Where do I support them? Where do I donate? Right here, actually. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the West can be saved. Let's go.